Wonderful. Welcome, everybody. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Yuko Handa. I'm the Executive Director of the Japan Society of Boston. 皆さん、今日はようこそお越しいただきました。ボストン日本協会のハンダと申します。Today, I've been really excited about this program, although I do find myself I'm excited about every program, but this is a very special program for us. We are collaborating with the Kyoto Guide Club, and we are bringing real voices of Kyoto to you. So I'd first like to introduce you to Machino-san, who is the member of the Kyoto Guide Club, and he is going to share with us, or she's going to introduce us to Kyoto City International Foundation, who they are a part of. So Machino-san, tell us a little bit about KCIF.
Okay, hello. My name is Yoichi Machino. KCIF, this is the Kyoto City International Foundation, established in 1989. The place, this is Kyoto town. 見えない。
見えてますよ。大丈夫です。
大丈夫 Okay. So, the purpose of the organization is to create the bridges between different cultural communities and societies.
Hi there. Good evening to you in Boston and good morning in Kyoto. I'm going to introduce to you about KGC, Kyoto Guide Club, to all of you. I'm a member of KGC, Masahiko Miyake. Nice to meet you. I can't wait to see you, and I'm excited to show my presentation. I hope you would like it. Please sit back and relax. We have over 60 registered volunteers. We all belong to KCIF. The previous presenter already explained. We conduct tours to overseas people about 10 times a year, and several hundred foreigners participate in our activities. For example, in spring, we have cherry blossom viewing. In summer, we have hiking. In fall, we have flea markets. And in winter, we have cultural events. Now, Kyoto has about 45,000 overseas workers and students living in the city. We organize tours to introduce Kyoto to everybody. In addition, Kyoto has 9 sister cities in the world. We would like to strengthen our relationship with these cities, especially Boston, where you live. I hope today's meeting will be very meaningful and exciting. If you come to Kyoto, please participate in our activities. Thank you.
We just learned a little bit about KGC. I heard that there are 60 volunteers. How wonderful. And they are a part of KCIF, which is the Kyoto City International Foundation, which is run by the city of Kyoto. So I hope you had a good introduction to who we are working with tonight. Please enjoy actually real voices of people and really feel like you are in Kamogawa. You're enjoying Kamogawa in Kyoto. So the video, please.
「 水遊びさせたいな。でもここちょうど出町柳のところは景色もいいし、人も穏やかです。
ちょっとね、大文字になりました。その送り人と。
京都楽しいです。あと鴨川綺麗だし、必ず見てください。
どんな風に川を使ってますか？
水遊びとかお花見とか景色が綺麗なんで写真とか撮ったらめっちゃ綺麗に映えます。京都はすごく綺麗なところなんでぜひ来てください。
座ってお茶したりお弁当食べたり、暑い時はこうやって川に入ることが楽しい。
鴨川のねいいところをちょっとどういうふうに思ってられます？
年代を問わずに皆さんが来てとても気持ちいい空気が吸えて、景色もなんかのどかで、はい、いつ来てもほっこりできるのでいいなと思っています。そうですね。今コロナ禍であまり世界的にも楽しいニュースがないんですけれども、また平和に皆さんが楽しく過ごせる、ね、日本を行き来したりとか、たくさん皆さんがいろんな国に旅行に行ったりとか、そういうまた楽しい時間が戻って一日も早く戻ってこれるようにと思っています。
どうもメッセージありがとうございます。
ここで練習なさるわけとか何かありますか？
まあ日陰でこうね涼しいし、鴨川も綺麗でね、こう気分転換しながらできるっていうのはやっぱりいいのかな。場所がいいですよね。そうですね。ロケーションとしてはすごいいい場所で練習できるっていう。
これ以外にもこの川を使って何かなさってるとか、例えばデートするとか。
まあそうですね。こうデートもしたりもする時はしますし、花火とかもねやったりとかもして、こう普通に京都の遊び場じゃないですけど、そんな感じでやってますね。
そうですね。魚見つけたり、暑いんで涼んだりします。鴨川で遊びましょう。
ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。失礼ですが、
撮ってはいます。はい、そうです。
いいですね。
涼みには来ます。ずっと座ってたり。
ちょっとピクニックした。
お弁当も。
関東買って。
はい。いいですね。青春を謳歌してます。京都の方でカップルって言ったら三条大橋から四条までと三条から二条までの間、この鴨川に等間隔でみんな入札にされますね。実は僕も経験があるんです。
まだボストンには行ったことないですので、その姉妹都市っていうところで、これも何かの縁なので、いずれ訪れたいと思います。
新婚旅行でどうですか？
ボストンいいですね。はい。
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of Boston. My name is Osamu Matsumura. Concerning the two names of the Kamo River, the river runs from north to south through Kyoto, depending on its location, upstream or downstream. The Kamo River has two different kanji spellings. They have the same pronunciation. The first is related to the Kamogawa shrine, a Shinto religious protecting a family crime called the Kamo crime. So from the headwater to Demachi Yanagi, the river is called Kamo River, because the river runs near the Kamogawa shrine, and the name is written as Kamo, meaning the Kamo crime that has been reigning the area. For many centuries, the crime used the water of the Kamo River for ablution before going to the shrine and for agriculture therearound. The second name of the Kamo River with the same pronunciation. It was downstream of Demachi Yanagi, which is the same pronunciation. Demachi Yanagi, which is where it merged with the Takano River. It is written as Kamo, meaning the summarize upstream of Demachi Yanagi. The Kamo River means river of Kamo family, which downstream Demachi Yanagi, Kamo River means Ducks River. Extra information, side channel called Takasegawa Canal. It starts as the Kamo River, just below Nijo Bridge. It is a man-made channel constructed by Ryoi Suminokura at the beginning of the Edo area. It was used for the development of trade in Kyoto for 3 centuries. prior to the railway or good road transportation, Takasega Canal play an important role in the waterborne transportation of goods from Kyoto to Osaka via Fushimi. Thank you.
スーパーがあそこなんで、スーパー行くときに鴨川で行ったり、はい、友達とおしゃべりするときにこうやって座っておしゃべりしたり、学校の帰り道として使ったり、たまに友達見るとここら辺で座ってお酒飲んだりしてます。
宴会ですね、いわゆる。
私、ここ住む前に大阪に住んでたんですけど、いつも鴨川みたいな場所を探してて、でもそんなところがいなくて、でも京都来てからは鴨川があって、ここで結構自然と暮らせるようになったので、そこがいいところかなと思います。
自然と一緒に暮らしてる感じがいいですね。京都はもう本当にザ・日本なところなんですけど、なんかインターナショナルな空間もあったり、自然もあって、すごい遠くから来た人でも日本は騒がしいイメージ持つかもしれないんですけど、ここはすごい落ち着いてていいと思います。
So basically, the river is such a beautiful natural place, and you can see beautiful animals, lots of birds, even fish in the river. So we just use it as a type of meditation where we just look at it beautifully, and we can see the clouds in the background or the mountains in the background. And looking at the natural world makes us feel really happy and good.
What do you suggest from Kamo River?
Yeah, I mean, it's basically free therapy from Mother Nature. And it's so much fun because everyone here is so chill. You can even socialize while you're just hanging out. It's a beautiful place.
It's free use and you can have fun, play games, and because it's not that much that, and you can get in, like my wife said, is you can meditate, really good.
Well, if you ever have the opportunity
to come and see here,
the videos and photos don't do it justice. It's gorgeous.
そうですね、私は家が近所で、同志社大学っていうここの近くにいるので、近くには住んで、お祭りっていう大会のために日々練習してますけど、日本全国いろんなところでお祭りに参加してます。
この川べりっていうのはこういった練習に使ってはるわけですね。
そうですね、毎週使わせてもらってます。
ここのやっぱりいいところってどんなところですか？
そうですね、やっぱり通りかかる方もすごい優しい方が多くて、それこそちょっと声を出していたりとか、そういうことをしていても頑張ってるねみたいな感じで拍手をくださるので、温かいですね、みんな。
それと今度ボストンにこの川べりのいいところを紹介するんですけども、Please speak English. ちょっと待って、ジャパニーズ OK ですか？ OK ですか？
そうですね、今ここではないんですけど、鴨川のもうちょっと南に行ってもらえると、川を見ながらご飯が食べれるところがあるので、そことか結構おすすめですね。すいません、ジャパニーズで。
ありがとうございます。すいません、練習中にどうも。
ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
Come often to the river Kamo?
I used to come very often, every day, but unfortunately not anymore because I had to move to another country.
But did you live nearby?
Yes, I lived 5 minutes away from Kamogawa. I really enjoyed biking around. And I did that almost every day.
How to use River Kamo or Kamo River?
Oh, yes. I wasn't only biking around Kamogawa. Biking was mostly to move really fast around the city, but I was also enjoying walking at night around Kamogawa, especially in the summer when it is extremely hot. That is the coolest place to enjoy the summer nights. Close to my apartment, there are very big benches where people during the daytime can sunbathe. And at night, you can still go and lie down on the benches and look at the stars and enjoy the sounds of the river. So yeah, that is how I was, what I was doing around Kamogawa.
What is the good point of the Kamo River?
The good point is that it is maybe one of the best places to enjoy the change of the seasons in Kyoto, because you can, in the spring, you can see a lot of cherry blossom. And then in the summer, you can see a lot of people wearing yukata, going for a stroll around the river. And in the autumn, you can see the change of the leaves. In winter, it's a little bit cold to go for a walk around, but if it is snowy, it's also very pretty. So it's one of maybe the best places to enjoy the changes of the seasons. Also, it's a great place for going for a picnic or enjoy fireworks with your friends and beer.
Okay. Now, do you have some message for the American audience?
Yes, I actually have two messages. The first message is, if you want to enjoy Kamogawa and to enjoy the spirit of Kyoto, I would not recommend to stay around the areas where there are a lot of tourists. I would recommend from Sanjo Bridge to go north towards Kyoto University and Kyoto Prefectural Hospital, where it is so quiet and nice and one can meditate next to the river. And my second message is, instead of staying in the most populated areas and with a lot of people, tourists can actually go statue hunting around Kamogawa. I was very surprised. Yes, there are several statues at Sanju Bridge and Gyeonshijo and Gojo that are very interesting. At Gyeonshijo Bridge is my favorite statue that is around Kamogawa, and that is the statue of the woman that made Kabuki theater. And I did not know that Kabuki was actually made by a woman. It was very surprising for me to find out that, because nowadays only men play Kabuki. And that was really interesting thing that I didn't know before. So I would definitely recommend for the tourists to go statue hunting.
How about in today? You live in Boston?
I live in a city close to Boston, and Boston has Charles River, and Charles River is almost the same as Kamogawa. People run around, enjoy biking, and unfortunately, you cannot drink beer here because it is forbidden. But yes, surprise. Yes, I was very surprised when I heard about that. But yes, but people still can have picnics and meet with friends. And also around Kamogawa, there are cherry blossom trees. So I did enjoy sakura this year.
What do you want to say the most about Kamo River? Or even to Japanese audience, or even Kyoto audience?
Kyoto audience. So my message to the audience is, if you ever visit Kyoto, please go to Kamogawa and enjoy it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I hope for our audience here, you got to enjoy a little bit of Kyoto without going to Kyoto. And for those of you who live in the Boston area, I wonder if you made some connections maybe with the Charles River, maybe not. You've been thinking about what's similar and what's different. But now I am going to ask some of the KGC members to give us a little more deeper insight into what Kamo River means to them, or how they enjoy Kamo River. And we also get to hear a little bit about the history of Kamo River. So here comes Miyake-san. Miyake-san, your presentation, please.
Hi, I was born and raised in Kyoto, so the Kamo River is very familiar to me. I'm able to connect my life to that scenery. I wanted to share with you the great scenery of the Kamo River. Why does this river make people happy? Why does this river make people relax? I have 6 reasons. Let me do the honor to introduce to you. First, it's close to downtown area. Its length is only 23 kilometers. It's very short. It's shorter than your familiar river, the Charles River, but it runs through the best spot of the city. This picture shows, surrounded by the downtown area, such as hotels, restaurants, and fancy cafes, this river becomes one of the most popular spots in Kyoto. Second, its history. Since the Heian period, more than 1,000 years ago, people had the custom of taking a cool bath in the river. It can make people peaceful and relax for a long, long time. Third, it's calm and gentle. In Kyoto, we have 2 large rivers running through the city. In the west, we have the Katsura River, but it's winding and flows rapidly. But in the east, the Kamo River flows calmly and gently through the city. Fourth, there is an environment protection policy. The City Hall made the Kamo River Ordinance. This ordinance makes the river clean, safe, and relaxing and peaceful. Therefore, there are no high-rise buildings around and no noisy atmosphere. Fifth, it's beautiful during the fall season. In spring, we have cherry blossoms along the river. They are very beautiful. In fall, we have very beautiful autumn leaves. It's a natural spot for people. Finally, there's a point I would like to emphasize the most. Where do you think of the most popular dating spot in Kyoto? The answer is the Kamo River. It's a favorite dating spot for young people. You will often see couples sitting by the river banks. There is a one rule. The distance between the couples need 2 or 3 meters. This is not preventing COVID-19 infection. It has been done for a long time. There's a reason. Whatever the couple is talking, you can't hear anything. So I have 6 reasons, but words are not enough to describe the beauty. Please come here and experience the beauty of our own river. It may help you to be relaxed and have a peaceful mind amidst the pandemic. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Miyake-san. That's wonderful, a story of your relationship with Kamo River. Now we're going to ask Ikemura-san for his insights into the Kamo River.
The Kamo River is a nice place for people to gather and relax. It is also true of couples. As the last speaker mentioned, it is said that couples sit on the riverside equally spaced. If you look down over the bridge, this is like a showcase of couples. You may wonder why they are not kissing around or hanging around in this situation. Well, Japanese couples are very decent as far as public spaces are concerned. Okay, for the rest of my presentation, let me talk about No Ryoyuka, which is a very popular spot on the Kamo River. Okay. No Ryo means cooling off, and Yuka means the floor. So No Ryoyuka is a special floor set up for people to cool off in hot summer season. The background of the no-ryoyuka is people used to cool off in the evening breeze on a wooden chair put up in front of the house in the days without air conditioners and even electric fans. After hot summer days of work, people go out of the house and took time to cool off, sitting on a chair in front of the house. The idea of no-ryoyuka is a large-scale evening cooling off. It is a special floor put up over the riverbank to take evening cooling off. Pontocho is a street located in the side of the Kamo River. Many middle to high-rank restaurants are on the street. It is on the Pontocho restaurants that put up no-ryoyuka. No-ryoyuka is a special floors stretched out over the riverbank from the regular floors of the Pontocho restaurants. The restaurants are facing the Pontocho street on one side and facing the Kamo River on the other. This is one of the Pontocho restaurants. If you look at it closely, you can see the sunlight at the end of the restaurant floor. That is where you can go to the open air no-ryoyuka special floor out of the regular floor of the restaurant. You need to pay additional fare to reserve a seat on the special floor. Pontocho restaurant serves various cuisines, traditional oshoku, Western style food, French, and so on. So you can choose from these varieties to dine on the no-ryoyuka special floor. You can reserve a seat in the early evening, as early as around 5, when people get out of work. It is when the sun still shines, yet you can dine in the cool breeze coming from the river, hearing and seeing the river's water streaming gently. You may see some couples neatly communicating. As we don't have daylight saving time system in Japan, the sun sets before 7 in midsummer days. The lights on the floor the lights on the floor are turned on. You can enjoy dining and drinking and talking up until the late evening. A no-ryoyuka dining floor is like an oasis in the busy city. That's the end of my presentation.
Thank you very much, Ikemura-san. It is very interesting. A good reminder that, yes, there is no daylight saving time. So how interesting that, not only can you enjoy sort of like the, suzumu to cool down, but also to enjoy the light up. I think that sounds wonderful. So Makino-san, I know you have a presentation for us as well.
Wait, okay. Bonjour.
Yes, we do have somebody from France today. It's wonderful.
Yes. Ouais, on a des copains de France, oui. Salut tout le monde. Hello everybody. Okay. My name is Yoichi Machino. Okay, yes. Wait. I want to change this one. Annotate. This one. It works. Yes, now it's visible. Okay. I'm Yoichi Machino, and I'm from Kyoto. I was born here, and I grew up in this area. And I tried but try to find why we like Kamo River. The Kyoto has two major rivers, this one and another one, Katsura River. Katsura River is quite big. And then Kamogawa, standard size. But 1,000 years ago, the river Kamo River had 3 or 4 times larger than today. Wait a moment. Okay, this is 10 centuries ago. Use of Kamo. Okay, we use the river from river for drinking water, fishing, and log rafting, walking trails, and washing and dumping. But it was too shallow, so we couldn't do a river transport. Also, when rain, it becomes too violent, so it's very difficult to live in the river plains. At the time, this area had for some woods and also ramification rivers and small islands too. Anecdote, another information is that this upper area was a protected area. No washing, no dumping, and even no graveyards because the emperor used the water of this area. Okay, now 9 centuries and today, the width, its estimation, the width of the river is very different. Now it's very narrow, but before it was 3 or 4 times larger than today. But from the Middle Ages, people to start to live in the river plain because we don't have to pay tax in that area. And later, this area became shopping site and amusement site. And this amusement site extended to the up to the north. And historically, this area gives very important for Japanese culture. Okay, it gives like a Japanese garden, no and kabuki theater, and also this is of the kind of a social discrimination in Japan. It started from this area. And later, from 16th centuries, we took, how to say, flood measure, which became very effective. So we knew how to make river narrower, and then make more land for commercial, amusement, or even living space. Since that time, the exploitation river continue making narrower, and also at the same time that we started to pollute the river. But okay, during 4 centuries, we are polluting the river. But since 1970, the public has started claim the protection of the river. And then now even Kyoto administration encourage us to enjoy life by Kamo waterfront. That means establishment of the Kamogawa Park from here to down. It's about 15 kilometers. I don't know miles, but 15 kilometers, a long park. Okay, now this is the one picture of the Kamogawa Park. What happened? Oh, I give you the long list of what I found. Stable river bank, safe to reach water, and the pleasant dike for sitting. Here we can easily sitting the other side also. And the safe playing ground, safe gymnastic pool, safe benches, safe track for walking and running, and a safe and clean toilet with toilet papers, and restoring apparent nature. For example, anadromous fish started coming back from Osaka Bay, like ayu fish and sea land trout. And important also pleasant sound of nature, like water, wind, birds, cricket, cicadas. We can also swim, we can also fish, and we can, of course, do picnic and even drinking with alcohol. So, but no car, no motorbike, and the barbecue is very restricted. And very few garbage boxes. That means we have to take our garbage to the home. Now I want to say the size matters. Okay. When it's too large, it is very difficult to manage. And also about the visual stimulation. I cannot explain why. When the right side, we have a very pleasant view of the river. But when a large river, we are not. I don't say not satisfied, but missing something. And when the river is too small like this, it became too artificial. Everything become bulky and we cannot stretch enough. Okay, now this is the Kamo. To me, it's the right side. So it's small enough to manage, and also it's big enough to make the river sound louder than the heavy traffic streets. And also it's a pleasant size for the eyes. Good size for the eyes. Ooh. Now this is the most popular area of the Kamo between, yeah, I don't know how many kilometers. Just most people here. There are always many people this area. Okay, try to get to some conclusion. It's very abstract. Today the river is very, very artificial, but it appears very natural. And the river size matters. One thing is it's easy to manage, and also for visual stimulation, you will need optimal side or pleasant side for the eyes.
Thank you, Machino-san, for your presentation. I think your conclusion was, I don't really quite know why Kamo River is so important and so critical to the life of the people of Kyoto, but it is quite obvious, I think, in all of our eyes that it is a very important, very, close to your heart river for a lot of the Kyoto people. And actually, interestingly enough, today we have an audience, I think, that's shy. I've been getting a lot of questions in my direct message, which is wonderful. So I'm going to start my Q&A. Actually, Miyake-san, you mentioned that you've been going to the Kamo River ever since you were a little kid. I have a couple of questions, and I'm going to organize into one. The question is, has the Kamo River changed? And has your relationship with Kamo River changed as you grew up? So, 小さい頃からずっと鴨川にいらしてたというお話でしたが、小さい頃に関わった鴨川と大人になってから関わる鴨川は何か変化がありましたか？
ありました。というのは、小さい頃は私は母に連れ立ってよく鴨川の両サイドの飲食店に連れて行ってもらった思い出があります。で、今は鴨川両サイドの飲み屋さんによく行きます。そこが違います。
That's wonderful. So Miyake-san just said, definitely things have changed between how he related to the Kamo River when he was young versus now, because when he was a little kid, his sort of memory is that he would go to Kamo River and go to restaurants with his mother. And today as an adult, his image is to go drinking with his buddies in restaurants or bars along the Kamo River. That's yes, definitely a different relationship with the Kamo River when you were young versus when you were an adult. How lovely, how lovely. Ikemura-san, we have a question for you.
Yes.
It's a personal question. We have a few people who definitely asked, which is your favorite restaurant in Pondocho that has the no ryoyuka?
Okay, my favorite one is, well, how to explain? That's kushi. You can fry kushi on the table. Kushi is like if you stick kitchen or meat, and you can fry the koshi on a small pot on the table, and it is very interesting. It is very delicious because you can fry and eat hot chickens and meat in the cool breeze, and that's very fantastic.
So
I like.
it's
Yes.
like cooking at your table. It's deep
Yes.
fried. It's deep fried.
Yes, deep fry.
Wow.
Yes.
Very
Yes.
interesting. So I know there were a lot of, actually, I got a lot of comments that said, I'm planning to go to Kyoto, or, you know, we're planning to go to Kyoto. So I guess Kushi is the restaurant you should look out for. By the way, I'm sure my Kyoto friends here is going to be like, why do you talk about Osaka in a Kyoto program? But if you are in Kyoto, Osaka is next door, and Osaka is also famous for kushi, right? Kushiage, there. That's food. So, a little tip from the Japan Society of Boston. Anyhow, Machino-san, we have a question for you, and I did see it in the chat, but I also got several in my direct message that says, how is the city more involved in keeping the river clean? Or is it also a very people-driven effort that keeps the river clean? Oh, Machino-san, you're muted.
Chat.
Yes. Okay. The now regulation is very keen in Kyoto, and also all sewage, dirty water doesn't go to the river. They all connected to the canal, under the ground canal, and they go to purification center. And the second things about the dump, garbage. Okay, of course, sometimes we see the garbage in the river, but administration, they clean, and also the individual or even a group of volunteers, they clean the river. Many times a year even. It's not only one group.
That's wonderful. So I think it's a joint effort. There's an effort on the city part, things that they can control, and it sounds like it's also the people's, joint effort to keep it clean. I see in chat it says, please don't forget to check out Kyoto Journal, which is full of wonderful articles from food to ecology, theater to technology, which is the longest English language publication about Kyoto from Kyoto. So lucky us that we got that tip. For those of you who's planning a trip to Kyoto, check that out before you go. All right, Miyake-san, I have another question for you. And the question is, actually, hold on. Have kabuki ever been performed around Kamo River? Kabuki no あれはありましたか？
はい、鴨川のリバーサイドで南座というのがありまして、南座、東京には歌舞伎座があって、関西には京都しかないんです、南座で。そこで歌舞伎を見たことがあります。非常にいい経験でした。
Wonderful. So Miyake-san is saying that there is Minami-za in Kyoto.
Minami-za, South Theater.
South Theater, which is the only theater outside of Tokyo, Kabuki-za, that you can
Kabuki-za, yes.
Kabuki. So how lucky that Miyake-san has experience watching Kabuki in Minami-za. So those of you who's planning a Kyoto trip, maybe that's another thing you should be planning of all the things that you would want to be doing in Kyoto. All right, next question, we go back to Ikemura-san.
Yes.
Ikemura-san, what is the most popular food along Kamo River? And also another very interesting question, we have a question from somebody who said, they don't see a lot of food vendors. There's a lot of restaurants, but not a lot of food vendors. Is there a reason why? 鴨川近辺で一番人気の食べ物は何ですかというのと、あとこう屋台みたいなのがあまり出てないように思うのですが、それは理由がありますかという質問です。
Well, let me answer the second question first. Well, I think it's related to environmental policy. And there's some, as we already showed that the Kyoto City try to keep the Kamogawa area very clean. So that's one of the reasons why they were kind of prohibited, or it's very difficult for them to and to put up a stall like sort of thing in the Kamo along the Kamo River. I think so.
なるほど。That totally makes sense because Machino-san was also sharing with us that there's not a lot of trash bins. So I mean, I think that makes sense, right? There are certain ordinances that the city puts in place, and then there's probably a local crowd that really treats Kamogawa from the bottom of their heart to keep it clean. And I think that kind of makes sense that you don't have a lot of food vendors. Actually, this is a question for Machino-san. We have a question that says, please share with us secrets around Kamo River that only locals know. There's somebody who I think just moved to the area, and this person I think lives 5 minutes from the Kamo River and wants to know if there are secret places that locals know that not everybody knows. 地元民だからこそ、知っている特別な鴨川の場所、もしくは鴨川でできることっていうのはありますか？
I'm thinking of the secret one from Kamogawa. Maybe swimming in upper part. Okay, I give you the. I want to share the piece. I have to share the screen. Can you give me? Can I? Yes, I will share. Just quickly, just for 1 minute. Yes, and okay. Sorry, it's difficult to see the cursor pointer. Can you guys see this? Okay. You can see, we don't know the concrete answer, but the answer, can you see it? The place.
Yes.
Okay, this area, it's quite good for swimming. They have deep place and we can do it automatically.
Interesting. Actually, Machino-san related a little bit to that. There is a question that says, can you travel by boat on Kamo River?
I wanted to answer it. No, water is too shallow for the boat. And the second thing, every 500 meter, we have a 1 meter, 1.5, no, 1.5 meter of a waterfall. So it's not easy to maneuver the boat on the river. It's not big enough. But
totally makes sense.
If we go to Katsura River, no problem with the boat. I did that.
So for those of you who want to travel on a boat, I guess you should go to Katsura River instead of Kamo River. That actually leads to another interesting question. Miyake-san, there's a very interesting question that says, is there a river that you like outside of Kyoto in different parts of Japan? 面白い質問です。京都を出て、三宅さんが好きな川は日本にありますか？
いや、ありません。
I love
Kamogawa
that.
が一番。
That's wonderful. I'm sure if we ask Naoko-san, who's from Tokyo, she can say, I like Sumidakawa better. Or I'm from Kanagawa-ken, so maybe I will say I like Tamagawa better. But I have to admit, I think Naoko-san and I will agree that's a little stretch, right? Naoko-san, I can't really say Sumidagawa in Tokyo or Tamagawa in Yokohama. You know, Kanagawa-ken is as pretty as Kamogawa. So Miyake-san, thank you for that. I love that honesty. Thank you for that. Well, time goes by so quickly when we're having fun. This is almost at the end of our events. So I would like to ask Machino-san to give us a few final words.
Yes. We try to explain why we like the Kamo more than other rivers. We tried, but we cannot explain. I like the river, Kamo River the most, but why the most, I cannot explain. That's my feeling. I think everybody thinks same things. So, okay, thank you very much.
Wonderful, Machino-san. But like I said, although I think Machino-san says there is no real one reason why people in Kyoto treasure the Kamo River, I think for us it's quite obvious that you really treasure and love this river. So I'm not 100% sure, and I'm sorry if I'm going to offend my audience who lives in the Boston vicinity, but I'm not 100% sure if we treat the Charles River the same way our friends in Kyoto treat the Kamo River. So I'm gonna walk by the Charles River this weekend, and I will try to feel a better, deeper connection with that river. I am so grateful to our friends at KGC, the Kyoto Guide Club. Thank you so much for joining us today and for sharing with us what Kamogawa means to you. I think it was a wonderful treat for all of us who haven't been able to travel. And I know I see a lot of people saying, do more of these. And I promise you, we will be bringing more and more real local voices from Japan. So with that said, once again, thank you, our friends at KGC. Thank you, our audience, for joining us. I know it's a Friday night. We really, really, really appreciate that you have chosen to spend Friday night with us, for those of you who are local to Boston. And it's always, always a pleasure to connect with you, even virtually. So thank you very much, everybody, and we hope to see you very soon. All right. Bye, everyone.